This is The Neutral Position, hosted by Nick Palmisano, bringing honesty and reason back into conversation. Here's your host, Nick Palmisano.
Hey guys, welcome to The Neutral Position. Today, it is my honor to have Nathan Aquinas Sabato Fair Jr. He is a musician. He is a non-commissioned officer. He is a poet. He is a laureate, whatever that word means. Nate, tell us about yourself.
It's an F-150, isn't it?
Probably. Hollywood's back there playing with his phone. I just want everyone to know we're 3 minutes into the interview and Hollywood's already bored and ruining it with his phone.
I put mine on silent.
You know, that's what a gentleman would do. Nate, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Nate Fair. I've been in the Army for 19 years, and I met you 10, 15 years ago.
I think it was like 13, 14 years ago.
It's been a hot minute.
You wouldn't believe all the things you've done.
Oh, man. Do we need to put like a jar up here with like money on?
Every time I drop a Nate Fair song lyric. Bink.
That's funny. That's actually Mandeville's favorite song.
I like that. So I obviously, like, Fallen Soldier is your most finished, like, big work, and that thing's got like a cajillion listens on Spotify and iTunes and whatever. And that one's really good. I mean, no question about it. But all the things I've done is like, that's a back of the truck in Montana or at the beach playing guitar song is how I think about that one. And like, I like that one a lot.
It resonates with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have, if you served in the military at any point in time.
Yeah, it resonates.
Every single lyric to that is like, oh shit, this is me.
He's like, this is about me. Wait a second, I see what he did. He's just using common military experiences to rope me into the song.
You son of a bitch.
You marketing son of a... Anyway.
Yeah.
You are good though. And like Dan here he's a musician himself.
Right.
And he's also one of those guys that hates anything that anyone likes. Like if more than 12 people have watched a movie,
you're indie.
He's like, oh, but like that's actually his middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he changed it to that.
Yeah.
It used to be Dan Mainstream Mercer. That's what his parents named him.
That's
but
right.
I
was a rebel, I was just bucking up against the system. Like, Mom and Dad, I'm indie. I wrote and recorded. It was a hobby, guitar, bass, drums, did indie rock type stuff.
No
so
kidding.
I always have appreciation for anyone who writes and records music. Do
you still like to do it?
Yeah, I haven't been doing it as much since I've been into filmmaking, just because, it's like when I'm not shooting or editing, like the last thing I want to do is get in, Logic or Pro Tools and edit more. But I probably recorded 50 to 75 songs over the course of a few years. I was really into it probably like 7-8 years ago.
What genre are you?
Indie rock, I'd say. Like,
of course.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. The Killers started out as indie rock.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, he also has...
a couple of lines from your whole heart.
I did do a country spoof.
He has a fake country song.
I did a country spoof.
That actually sounds like a real country.
Yeah.
It's not enough of a spoof.
Exactly.
That it's obvious.
It's like a tan legs.
It's basically like it's like I didn't write any lyrics down. It's just literally as cliche as possible was like every word.
Can you give us the
Saw her
chord?
wearing that miniskirt, sundress, and a bright blue shirt. I was sitting on a riverbank playing tic-tac-toe with Dad. Hopping and skipping, I had a little do. I could see myself growing up with you. A nice warm lake and a nice little game of knick-knack, paddywhack. The choruses. I put my heart into her. She swallowed my whole heart whole. I put my heart into her. She wore my Carhartt home. Yeah, so we did a music video and everything. But the joke was that like
it's good.
The joke was that like if you don't, some people might actually think it's serious, but like if you know us, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wrote and recorded. I did all the instruments and stuff on that.
The music video is pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's
called Dos Gringos is the name of the band.
But see, this is the thing. He didn't know that there was already a band, Dos Gringos, the Air Force guys.
Oh,
you know,
I didn't
you might
realize
not
this.
even know those guys by the look on your face.
I've never heard of them.
They're like
But he's heard of
they're
this Dos
pilots.
from the 70s and 80s. They did a bunch of Vietnam.
They weren't 70s, 80s. They were 80s, 90s. They were 80s, 90s.
That's even better. That's like the
Because they were still dropping tracks when I was in.
Wow, really?
I believe so. Yeah. Dos Gringos. Yeah, like because I'm a pilot. Find out what year because I'm a pilot came out. That is their biggest song.
I wonder if is it on iTunes?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
So is
like,
Whole.
We're both way off. Dos Gringos is a rock band formed by 2 U.S. Air Force F-16 pilots, Chris Snooze, Eric, and Rob Trick Raymond.
I said 90s.
F-16's
in
new.
2001.
Okay, I was close.
2001's
I was
close
still
to
in.
the 90s.
Yeah. It's only,
Yeah.
it's only 2 years off.
What I said, they were still cutting stuff when I was.
80s, 90s.
But I bet they got together in the 90s,
There you go.
in the late
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
So,
You got to practice first before you can get big.
yeah.
Nate knows that because he opened for Big and Rich.
Tell us about that bigger Rich. How did that happen, Nate?
Well, there's this really cool guy named Nick Palmisano.
What?
Super cool.
Don't
guy.
know him.
And we went to this amazing festival called Aerofest.
Which we were sponsoring.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was huge. I would say tens of people showed up.
It was the vision for what was it? Mobile Aerofest. That's what it was.
Mobile
It was
Aerofest.
in Mobile, Alabama.
Yep.
The vision for this was huge. It was a great vision.
It had everything. It could have been fucking amazing.
It had
I'm
three.
sorry. Can I cuss?
Yeah, you can cuss.
Okay.
Fire Festival.
Sorry.
It had 3 stages.
Not Fire Festival.
No, he did.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He did. Yeah, he.
Cowboys don't cuss.
We just lost our PG rating. We just lost our PG rating, folks. No, it had 3 stages.
Dadgummit.
Had 3 stages and an MMA fight going on,
Yep.
and like a lot of artists, and the headliner was Big and Rich.
It could have been like, this is like mini Sturgis, like country Sturgis is what it could have been.
It was a cool event. It just did not. It didn't have huge numbers.
Well,
but
there was like another large
yes, the timing was ill-fated.
concert going on, right?
It was like, oh yeah, this is a great concert, and like, you know, obviously it wasn't her, but it was like, oh yeah, and right next door is T-Swift, you know, like
Yeah.
you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Yeah.
But anyway, we ended up in Big and Rich's trailer.
Who's we?
Me, Nate, Lex McMahon, Tom
Tom.
Mementa. I think that's it.
Jack was there.
Oh, Jack Mandeville. That's
Yeah.
right. Jack Mandeville was there. That's right.
And it was old Big Kenny was there. John Rich was there.
Yep.
Cowboy Troy.
Yep.
And then, I don't know. There's probably,
And then the band.
yeah.
And we're all in
Some
this.
females.
So tell us from your perspective, Nate, what happened?
I was, Tom Hunt was there too.
Tom Hunt was there.
Really?
Yep.
I
He sure
think
was.
I think you're right.
He sure was.
We were drinking.
Thomas Funk was there?
I'll start. the
Which
story.
I thought his name was Thom the entire time.
It is.
Yeah.
His name is Tom.
Yeah. Well, he lost the fight, so he became Thom.
Right.
Yeah.
But his given name is Tom. Is
Yeah.
Thomas.
Tom, but he still goes by Thom even years later.
Okay.
Like even now.
All right.
He's chosen that.
All right.
That is his
well,
work.
Thom
Yeah.
Hunt
Yeah.
was there too.
Yeah.
I have the picture on my phone of all of us.
Yeah, it was a good time. Like I had a blast.
It was a good time.
I'll
with him.
start the story and we'll let Nate take it from there. We are in this trailer. We're drinking. We've been drinking literally all day. He's been playing. He played a set for a while on the small stage, and they're about to go on in like an hour or something.
Yeah. John
And-
Rich is just smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, John Rich is just there smoking, and
It is.
and I'm like, hey, you got to hear my friend Nate, and he's like dying. Because he's like, oh God,
I
like
would be
don't
too.
don't do this to
Every artist is like, oh no, not another guy.
yeah, like everybody. I was like,
Yeah.
no, and I'm drunk, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm like pushing it. I'm like, hey, no, seriously, you got to listen to him. And then finally, they're like, yeah, okay, man, like play a song.
Well, John was playing. Battle of New Orleans. He was
Yep.
playing Battle of New Orleans
Yep.
first.
Yep.
Johnny Horton.
Yeah, by Johnny Horton.
Yep.
And then that's when Nick was like,
Yeah.
you got to hear Nate play a song."
I start strong arming him. Like, yeah, I mean, you're okay, but you got to hear my boy Nate.
Just cringing in the corner now.
Yeah, it was like, how am I going to fucking
He
compete
did-
against John Rich and
He
Big Kenny?
he did fight it like the whole way. He was
Oh,
like,
I
I really
would've
don't
too.
have to do this.
I would've too.
I'm sorry about my friend,
But then he was like, I don't have to do this.
I really shouldn't, but okay.
Gas flute? Oh, where did I get this?
Exactly. That's the move. You have to do that. Though,
Zoot
right?
Suit Riot. What the hell? This isn't what I thought he was going to play.
You have to downplay it. That's the
It was.
But take it from there.
It was great.
Take it from there. You
I
can't.
mean, I played the song.
You're being low key right now, and I need you to
I'm sorry.
I need you to take it up a notch.
I pulled out my pick of destiny.
Nice.
Started playing, and you could just see John Rich's eyes like get huge.
He's like, oh.
And the glistening as he's like the melting. You know, you could just see
What song
him.
did you play?
Fallen Soldier. Wow. And when I finished,
And he crushed it. He fucking crushed it.
he said, do you have stage fright? And I was like, no. He's like, good, because you're playing on stage with us tonight.
Nice.
What?
And I was like, my work here is done.
That's awesome.
I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
That's amazing.
And then we got to sit out on the stage because they had a bar on stage.
Yeah.
So we got to sit out there the entire concert.
Yep.
And they were serving us beer. And then, what was her name? Katie, the
Katie.
fiddle player.
Oh, yeah.
She was like coming around serving us alcohol. And then Cowboy Troy would come around and serve us alcohol.
Nice.
And like, it was me and Tom. Me and Tommy sat up
Yeah,
there.
somehow Tom got on stage.
I mean, it sounds like a great
the other
time
kid,
other than
the
Tom.
other
I
kid,
love
the
you, Tom.
blonde-headed
I love
Marine
you.
that went to Task and Purpose. He was there too.
Oh, Patrick.
Patrick.
Yep.
Yep. He was there.
Yep. Yeah, I was sitting in the front row. These guys were on stage, and
It was wild, man.
you guys crushed it.
Tom and John changed shirts. Tom Minta, he had a Ranger
Yep.
tab shirt on.
Yep.
And just like he'd been sweating it all fucking day. And John was like, I don't know, they were talking about shirts or something.
Yeah, they traded shirts,
and
and
they
I was
just
like,
traded shirts right there.
I was
and
like,
he put
this is super gross, you know.
And John Rich wore it the entire concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Big and I were like, we're good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep my shirt.
Yeah.
Cowboy
They're
Troy,
doing it, and you guys like each other. Do we have to do this?
Do we have like, you know?
Cowboy Troy was cool as hell. I mean, they were all cool. They were all really
They
cool.
were all cool.
Big Kenny's got like the biggest heart of anybody you'll ever see, you'll ever meet.
No, honestly, he's got like a camel heart. It's huge. It's a real problem.
Double bumps. It has extra
it's
blood.
It's a real problem. Like he's got like a little spout in the back whenever it fills up. It's like.
They're great human beings. But I try to reach out to them ever since then. They don't talk to me.
They don't talk to you anymore.
Stand up
Really?
guys.
No. Why would they?
I don't know.
I was just the guy that came on stage and they're like, all right, he's done.
I text John every once in a
Next.
while and he answers. He's a nice guy.
No, I don't have his number. You have to give it to me.
I don't know if I can do that.
But I'll text him like, hey, John, it's Nate.
Hey, it's Nate.
Who?
Who this?
See, I was
send him a
really
picture.
drunk that night. Sorry.
You wore my friend's shirt.
Stage.
We should have John on the show.
You should.
We should have John Rich on the show.
Can I borrow your phone for like half a day?
No.
I want to see the contacts you have in your phone.
It is crazy.
That's
and then I will connect my phone that has TikTok.
That you can just then the Chinese can have everything.
And then they'll just be like,
says that at least twice a week. Oh, we should call. Hey, can I get that phone? No.
I don't like I don't
absolutely not.
I never ask anybody for anything.
No,
Which I respect.
I never ask anybody for
I don't like doing that either because
Could you notice being brown right now?
what's wrong with
That's
it?
what I am. You're brown nose, yeah, that's me.
the look of disdain on
Pot
Dan's
meat
face.
kettle.
Dan
meat
Indy
kettle.
Brown Nose.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what they call. I don't see any brown on your nose. I'm
No,
sorry.
I don't either.
It's really well.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do is I want to connect you with some friends here that run Pine Gap Audio
Yeah,
that are like really talented musicians. If you ever like really want to get back into it,
absolutely.
That way you can see what it looks like
Yeah.
to be really talented.
Exactly. And if there's brown on my nose, it's
Why don't you guys just cut a country track together?
there you go. Dos Gringos featuring Nate Fair. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we'll have to give
Real
you a
Cowboy
link to.
to
Yeah, we'll have to give you a link to Whole Heart Hole before you leave. But-
So
oh yeah.
So I mean, here's another idea. You know, we're not going to get into the details. So I'm saying this now, gentlemen. We're not going to get into the details of either of our projects. We've got some film projects coming up that might need some soundtrack help.
there you go.
You know,
I mean, you don't want me to do it.
why not?
Come on.
I'm washed up has been when it comes to
Yeah,
music.
Just like
whatever.
all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Perfect.
even.
Welcome
I'm a
to the
never
club.
was. I'm a
Yeah.
never was. I want to be.
I'm at the point where I'm like,
I can sing
I'm setting
one
my
song
iPhone
poorly.
down, and I'm like, all right, record. And then, you know. My Pro Tools is so damn advanced now that I don't know. I cannot use it.
I'm just saying. I'm saying, think about it. You know, we've got a couple projects that you might find interesting. You know.
Well, then I will connect all of us with Pine Gap Audio, and then jingles and stuff.
And then we'll have Dan in the background mumble rapping or playing some bass or whatever. You know?
I would like to give a shout out to my friends at Pine Gap.
You have given. Yeah. Go ahead. Why don't you look right into camera and give a.
My friend Rob Dufresne, who's
that's a good name.
He's a retired Green Beret.
You know what that name sounds like? Like one of the dudes that like Lisa Kudrow would date on Friends.
Oh.
You know,
Rob Dufresne is a hero.
Sounds like someone.
I'm just don't put me down because I'm telling you what his name sounds.
It sounds like he crawled out of Shawshank.
You know, Rob Dufresne. You know,
look him up, guys. I gotta look him up.
He works at this audio place.
Pine Gap.
He runs. There's like 3 studios. He runs Pine Gap Audio Studio A or B.
Well, he'll be on the show in a week. I promise you.
In 1 week.
1 week.
I'm sure he would love to come on the show.
No, my job is finding.
Is he going to bring the same gravitas that Nate Fair?
Oh my God,
brings to the table?
He is a great guy, And then they also have Chelsea Davis, who used to play bass with 30 Seconds to Mars, and toured around the world with them. She's out here as well.
Nate, you don't understand how hard it is to make the selection for the show. The fact that he called me and said, "Hey, get this guy on the show." He's always turning down people.
Yeah, I'm always like, nah, I don't want to talk to this person.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Man, I have so many people.
Yeah. I don't want to like.
But like.
So my rules are weird. I'm not super interested in whether like somebody is hyper famous. I like people that are good people that have done things that are willing to have honest conversations.
Just experience and.
I want experience. But I also want them like if you come on the show and you're like, I'm a perfect person. I'm like, oh, come on, stop.
I am
stop.
Not
I know.
Person.
I know that.
I am
You wouldn't believe all the things he's done.
You wouldn't believe all the things
I'm just kidding. That's twice now.
But
That's
I have
twice.
faith. You know.
Gotta have faith.
That's another song.
That'd be a good song. You gotta have faith.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if I could? Never mind. All right, next topic.
We wouldn't have to wait so long.
So, what are you doing now?
Now I am on my 19th year of service.
How's that been?
My body's broken.
How's your mind, though?
Broken. I love my service to the Army. I'm glad that I got to serve when I did. The whole GWAT. As terrible as it was, I'm glad that I got to go through it. That sounds messed up?
Yeah,
but
no, it doesn't sound messed up.
It was an experience that has shaped me and formed me as a human being. And I'm glad that I had it. And I'm glad that my time is over now because the military is taking on a different feng shui, if you will.
And this is normal, though.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the military moves in cycles.
It does.
The
pendulum's swinging really far one way now.
When I came into the pre 9/11, everything was dress right, start your BDUs, shine your boots, like everything has to be perfect. And by the time I got out, it was like, beards and, it was all about the bling before 9/11. And then it was like, no one wanted bling after 9/11. It was like, everyone was trying to be super secret and cool. Like what was the norm changed significantly.
Yeah.
And then, war's over. As the war was winding down, you could, as an outsider, you could see it essentially swinging back the same direction as.
Well, of course, yeah, we're going back to a peacetime army.
Yeah,
right? Like you have to have dress right dress. Like that's the discipline that keeps your formations disciplined.
The other piece of it, though, is like when it's a peacetime army, everyone gets to weigh in. Congress is weighing in. Society's weighing in. Everyone's like when you're perpetually at war, people don't really mess with you. it's like,
Get out there and get the job done.
yeah, go get the job done. Then it's like, the job's over, and then it's like, wouldn't you feel better if everyone was wearing Lycra? Wait, what? Why do we need Lycra?
Feels good.
Feels good against my skin. But yeah, so like you've experienced mostly wartime. I mean, all wartime actually, right?
Yeah.
All wartime military, and now it's
coming down.
Now it's coming down. So
now it's time for me to leave.
yeah. So is this your last duty station coming up?
Yeah. This is my
No matter what?
It's my sunset tour. I'm done.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Even if they come at you with something amazing. There's nothing that keeps you in. Sergeant Major of the Army.
Nope.
They say Nate Fair, you will be Sergeant Major of the Army.
And I will say, you can take this and shut.
They say Nate Fair, you can run the Army band.
Absolutely not.
Nate
General
Fair,
Pershing Zone? No.
Nate Fair, you can be the only guitarist in the Army band.
Well, then the Army band will suffer.
Those guys are really good.
I'm a terrible guitarist.
People don't understand how good those guys are.
They are amazing.
They're really good musicians.
I have a good friend, Marcus Truelove, who played with them. He retired as Master Sergeant. He's one of the best guitarists I've ever seen in my life.
Like disgusting.
And I cannot. Like, he understands like musical theory. I don't understand musical theory.
Yeah.
I know like fucking 6 chords, 8 chords maybe, and I understand rhythm. Like I can do that.
My roommate.
And I can write songs.
My roommate I'll just say it. I know everyone hates it when I say it, but at West Point, my roommate at West Point. All right.
Where's that at?
It's
the Hudson River Valley.
It's in the Hudson River Valley. You probably never heard of it. It's an engineering school in the Hudson River Valley. Not a lot of people know about it. Anyway,
Hollywood, is this okay to make another drink?
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm drinking fast.
No, you're
to
fine.
do this when I drink.
You're fine. His name's Josh Keena. He's a colonel now, and
Where's he out of?
He's out of Jersey.
Dix? Fort Dix?
No. He's teaching at West Point now. I actually think he's now a civilian. Actually, he got out, and then West Point retained him because he's a PhD and everything now. He's smart.
He's smart. Not like me.
Yeah. But
I am stupid. Dick.
But Josh, hardcore musician. His dad was a professional musician, so like he played all the time, and like I was his roommate, and he plays everything, but his favorite is bass. Mm-hmm. And so like everything he had was fretless.
Really?
Yeah. And he was like ridiculously good. It was disgusting. People would like be like, "Oh,
that's amazing.
Let's play together."
Yeah, that's impressive.
Let's play together. And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, here's my stuff." And they're like, "There's literally nothing on this. Not even like markings." Like it was like he just
knew.
Just fucking knew.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Actually, that's kind of. Now I want to try that too, because I wonder if you can just get different tones.
That's as a person that just listened, and he taught me how to play like basic stuff because I had no choice. Because I was
dun 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 dun. That's two songs everybody first learned.
Yep. So I can play like 2 or 3 bass songs, but no, he played bass, he played guitar, he played some other instruments, and he's a big Rush fan, and so so that was like my first interaction with like a real musician, and it'd be like, oh, what do you think of Van Halen? And I was like, oh, he's all right. Like, I mean, he's all right. Like, he's amazing. Like, yeah, he's amazing, but like my dad has like 10 friends that can do more than him, and like as a layman, that's hard for me to comprehend, that the people that you think of as like the best, and they obviously are great showmen, and you can't take away from somebody that's been, but it's interesting, like when you see that there's actually tons of musicians that can crush that kind of stuff. It's like a whole different level.
And that's the Army band.
They're all amazing, but
every single one of them, like the bassoon players are the best you'll ever see.
Yeah, but most of them do look like soccer moms, and dads. Like, it's not like they're not
your average soldier.
It's like regular people, like literally, like you walk into like an Applebee's and it's like, hey, you 12, like, let's see what you can do. But then they crush it. You're like, holy crap.
Sergeant.
That's right.
Staff sergeant. Good job.
That's right.
No, you graduated college? Sweet. Juilliard? Awesome. Sergeant major.
That's right.
You're taking over the band now. No, they're great people. The Fife and Drum Corps, I fucking battle it out with them.
You don't like you have beef with the Fife and Drum Corps? Tell me more.
No, just one fucking female.
Tell me more. Tell me more about the beef you have with the Fife.
The drummers, I love them. They're so cool. It's the goddamn Fifers.
Goddamn Fifers. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times.
You know what I'm saying?
No one likes a Fifer.
They're just so privileged. No, there's this one female. I will never forget her. When I was there in DC, and I was like, I can't remember what had happened, but
did she hit you with a fife?
Yeah. I brought out my Yaz flute. You know? She's like, no, we play fife here.
Yeah.
No. She said something that did not make sense. I don't know. It was something along the lines of like really honestly had to do with like leaders eat last. Like we were in line to eat chow or something like that. And I was letting my guys go first and she was like jumping ahead. We were somewhere doing some kind of show or something. And I know she was an E6, but it's like she's a staff sergeant, right? But a staff sergeant that was just like shown into the Army. Like, here you go. Oh, you passed this. You can play Coming Around the Mountain in Scale C. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, staff sergeant.
Yeah.
But it's also fine because they typically are not trying to like lord that over anyone.
Right. But I said something to her and she's like, I'm a staff sergeant too. And I was like, yeah, but you're not. Like you are.
Oh, you said that?
But you're not.
You said that?
Yeah.
You had to drop that. You
But he was right.
You couldn't be couldn't be the bigger man there.
No, I was pissed. I was super pissed off.
I got you.
And then we got into this like, not fisticuffs, but like wordicuffs.
Yeah, and then you were like, you wouldn't believe all the things I've done.
Yeah.
I've jumped out of planes. I've took the Lord's name in vain. I'm gonna keep saying this.
I love it. You're the only one that appreciates my music. So
no, that's not true.
And your daughter.
So
Your song made me tear up.
he did.
Which one?
Yeah. Fallen Soldier.
A little bit more
Fallen
rum
Soldier.
in this one.
So my kids have grown up around, like you grow up, whatever your parents listen to. So like I have his music in like several mixes that I have on Spotify or iTunes. And so my daughter, Sienna, has grown up listening to like multiple songs that he has. And so when her wrestling team was making their like workout mix, they all kind of throw in a few songs. And so two of your songs, Fallen Soldier and All the Things I've Done, are in the wrestling mix. So to these kids, he's like, like a big time musician. They have no concept that it's like, listen, you have millions of views, millions of listens. Like it's not, I'm not down, but
But I'm really no one.
You're not
in the grand scheme of everything.
You're Nathan Fair. Didn't you open for Big and Rich?
And Leonard Skinner, but that's a different.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sturgis, 2013.
Oh, so right after the Big and Rich thing, or was it before?
That was before. 2015, I think, was.
It all blurs together.
Mobile. Yeah.
It all blurs together. Life has moved pretty quick from that moment to now. You know, it's like I blinked.
I have gray hairs now, and I'm balding in the back. Dude, I fucking hate my life.
Dude, I heard
Hollywood. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea because I have the sweetest hair.
Oh man, you look great.
So
how old?
65.
Wow. Yeah, Hollywood looks damn good. He looks damn good.
You know, I do it.
Hollywood, this is a PG-13 show.
Sorry.
We don't want to.
Goat milk?
Tiger's blood.
Oh.
Tiger's blood.
Tiger's blood. That was such a great.
So luckily, my family does not have balding genetics. We have the high widow's peak, but I've had this since I was like 13. Like this doesn't,
typical Italian though.
Yeah, I'm a Dago. This is what we have, But this never goes away. Like my grandfather, when he passed, still had mostly dark hair.
Yeah.
So that's what
good genes.
That's what we bring to the table. Pauper genetics are strong. I
love it.
It's the intelligentsia that that have all the catastrophic things from all the inbreeding, but the pig farmers and the Masons, we live forever. Anyway, moving along.
Masons.
Moving along.
You guys want to talk about that?
Are you a Mason?
Not yet.
Is that the next phase of your life?
I have no idea.
Leave the Army, join the Masons.
No. Next.
So what's next after? I mean, you've got one more Army gig left, which I'm sure you're going to attack with reckless abandon.
So when I went to Afghanistan, my last deployment, when you guys were sending me stuff like care packages and whatnot, when I was
nudes.
Yes, tasteless, not tasteful, tasteless nudes.
Like that pose was really unnecessary. It's like I don't even know how you got that shot.
Send some more.
We needed a 24 millimeter lens for that one, but it was worth it.
That deployment was different than any other deployment because all my deployments have been combat, like straight combat, you know. And except for one, but I lucked out. I was a bodyguard for a 2-star general who's now became 3-star general.
You can say who it is. You can tell us his name.
I don't want to drop.
You don't want to put him out there.
I don't really want to. I mean, I guess I can.
Are you going to say any bad things?
No, absolutely not. He's
Then I think
one of the most amazing human beings.
Then now you have to say the name.
All right. His name is Jeffrey Buchanan. And he was an ROTC guy that came up and made lieutenant general. And his last gig in the Army was commander of Army North, and which is a huge command. It means you're basically in charge of America, like the security of America, the border of Mexico, border of Canada, anything that happens, like you understand. I don't know how to explain this, but you'd be amazed the amount of security threats there are.
Oh, I am pretty read in.
Yeah. You're read in.
I'm pretty read in.
Listeners may not be read in.
The listeners may not be read in.
Probably most of them, but
yeah.
Right.
Tell us a little non-classified, conceptual.
I don't know.
Can you share concepts
just
with
recently,
us?
there were some balloons that flew over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone heard
got
about
some
them.
intelligence.
I don't know if anybody heard about
gathered
it,
some
but there were
things.
some balloons that flew over.
There was probably, a few of them.
But those are just weather balloons.
Yeah, there weren't. Nothing big. Nothing big. Who knows? But they got shot down. Bigger than shit. Anyhow, things like that, like he knows about, that was his job, was to thwart things like that, right?
And how did you get selected for that, do you think? Do you think it was my Big and Rich nomination?
No, he picked me. When he was a colonel and then a 1-star back when I was in the 10th Mountain a long time ago. I was a PSD for him and General Oates. This is in 2008. My third deployment. Yeah, third deployment. And this is in Iraq. So I was with him when he was younger, and I can't remember exactly what I'm trying to get at here because I've already had 2 sips of 2 glasses of this. Well, so what happened was, what had happened was...
You see what it is.
What it is that I was with him in the 10th Mountain.
Sexual chocolate.
Sweet thing. And...
oh, what a great film.
You know exactly what I was talking about.
I think that Tim Meadows is
going this way.
He is the most underrated member
He's great.
of Saturday Night Live ever. And second only to Wayne's World. Wayne's World is the best SNL film of all time.
Yep.
But The Ladies' Man is a strong second place.
Yeah. It says here your interests are debit.
Yeah, that's the butt.
That's the butt.
I also like tennis. Just a classic film.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. You guys have no idea what we're
No, I
talking
do.
Absolutely.
I think the most underrated SNL movie is MacGruber. MacGruber
That's newer.
an
though.
amazing movie.
I feel like that got pretty decent ratings.
It's got a cult following for sure.
Wasn't
It's
bad.
The-
hilarious.
the-
Cult following. It's very indie following.
Yeah,
there you go.
But The Ladies' Man was like our pregame like lieutenant movie.
How many people can you call Sweet Thing? Oh,
Yeah.
not very many. Hey, Sweet Thing, can I get a check, please?
Did that have
Thank you,
Denise
Sweet
Richards in
Thing.
it?
It did.
She was the
Oh no!
Booty Tang.
No! It's not Pootie Tang. That
It said
is
the girl from
that is Undercover Brother.
Oh,
You're
that's
thinking
the
of
White She Devil?
you're thinking of Undercover
It
Brother.
said the girl from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Can't remember her name. Vanessa Williams.
Yeah,
Vanessa Williams?
not Vanessa
Not
Williams.
Vanessa Williams.
I know. Yes, but
It's Vanessa something.
the girl who
Yeah.
played Lisa,
Yes.
who was married to Ime Udoka, the coach of the Celtics,
correct.
who cheated on her.
Correct.
Okay.
He cheated on her?
Yeah.
What an
With a
idiot.
staffer.
What an idiot.
With a
Oh my
With a
God.
staffer, and he got fired.
What an idiot.
And he got rehired.
Major Payne was also had a relationship with her.
That is one of the greatest movies there.
Major Payne.
Want me to tell you the story about the little ninja?
I mean, since this is this episode, we're basically not talking about you at all because you keep deflecting it to other things. But so since we're completely off topic and not talking about you at all,
We can bring this down.
I mean, we will. We'll bring it back to you.
Okay.
But what do you think is the greatest military movie of all time? First, dramatic. Second, comedy.
The greatest military movie of all time is Red Dawn.
Interesting. I mean, that's a strong movie. People don't it's easy to write that off as an 80s movie, but that is a serious film.
It's a very serious film.
That is a serious film. Unlike Red Dawn 2.
No.
I mean, that was shit. That was a terrible.
I love Chris Hemsworth.
Me too.
You know,
Me too.
Thor's my man.
I
wanted so much out of that.
I'm always going to give him a shot.
The other guy, his brother,
Liam,
yes,
not as handsome.
Fucking him choosing him for that role.
Well, here's my major issue. So I'm a huge
Also, that movie sucks.
The Witcher, I'm not a gamer not because I don't like games, but because
No, not Liam. There's his brother in the movie.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I thought
I thought you were talking about Liam. So,
I thought you were talking about
I was about to bash The Witcher. That's where I'm heading.
We're gonna get to that.
That's where I'm heading right now. So
his brother in the movie though he's just a total puss.
Yes. Yeah, terrible.
In that movie.
Terrible.
Just
Yeah.
bad.
I wanted to like the new Red Dawn.
I did too.
But it was terrible. Just like I wanted to like the new Point Break.
Oh my God.
But you know what it needs? You know what both of those movies didn't have?
Patrick Swayze.
You're goddamn right, Hollywood.
Patrick fucking Swayze.
Patrick fucking Swayze with his glorious mullet and his ballet kicks.
Josh Peck
Josh Peck
was the brother.
is a beta male. He's a beta male.
And I hate using that term because it's not like it's not like I'm walking around pretending I'm some.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's listen, I'm not taking myself so seriously. I'm not I'm an alpha male,
not either.
Nothing
I'm
like
not
that.
either.
But there are guys where you're just you know what I mean?
You're not that guy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sit
the fuck down.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Just stop it. I don't even know.
This rum is potent.
I don't even know what
good.
this show. This is the first neutral position where I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
So you gave your military movies? Did you give yours?
No,
you had Red Dawn.
Just so
Well,
you
I gave
know,
Red Dawn.
You guys need to hear this.
Stripes is the comedy.
There you go.
That's a strong.
Red Dawn 2 scored a magnificent 14% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean, it just listen. If you follow up Red Dawn,
You can't.
You can't.
and that's a problem. You cannot follow up these.
Jennifer Grey, Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Who's the other girl?
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, Emilio Estevez.
Oh, he was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and I was like Emilio. He was like
Emilio.
What are yours,
Man.
Nick? So you got Red Dawn and Stripes.
So it's very hard for me. So
I'm dating myself, by the way.
yeah, well, at least you're dating somebody you like. It's hard for me not to say it's hard for me not to say Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, that's a great movie.
But for me, Black Hawk Down.
That's a fucking great movie too.
Black Hawk Down was because Black Hawk Down came out at a time right before we deployed.
Tom was in that one, wasn't he? Didn't he help?
He was involved,
Tom
in the
Hunt?
background. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Tom Hunt was there.
Hey guys, I think we should do this.
Yeah.
And it was like it had.
I'm sorry, Tom. I know that's not your real voice.
It had a
We love
huge
you, Tom.
impact on all of us at that stage.
Oh, yeah.
That's a movie where.
I remember seeing it in the movie theater and coming out and be like, I'm fucking going to Somalia and I'm going to kill everybody.
So I'm old enough that as I was going, I had just gotten into West Point when Somalia happened.
Yeah.
So,
Are you fucking serious?
I'm old, man.
That was October 3rd, 1993.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday.
Yeah. So I remember the bodies getting dragged through the streets.
Yeah. I remember seeing it on
And
TV
I had
too.
gotten into West Point, and like my stupid idiot young person head was like, we're going to get, vengeance.
Revenge.
Yeah.
We're going after him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you realize like, it's not like that. Like no one in Washington actually cares about any of these people. It's
They
like,
don't.
it's all pawns.
We
in the big
care.
game.
We care.
We care.
But
We
they don't
care.
give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
That's what 19 years of service has taught me.
They don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that do. But if you were to poll the collective, like not what they say, but like actually what actions are what dictate.
I know.
They don't care. I don't want to get super bitter because I'm not a bitter. I'm actually an optimist. I'm an optimist, but the closer you get to the power center, the more you realize it is every bit as depressing as you think it is, and then some. Anyway,
This is going to be a great episode. This is going to be like a 3-hour-long episode
where we say nothing but say everything
but we say
in between
everything.
the lines. Black Hawk Down. I'm going to go with Black Hawk Down because that movie made me cry.
Oh yeah.
Saving Private Ryan did too, but it was more like misty. But
at the end of Black Hawk Down, if you were not crying at the end of Black
Yeah.
Hawk Down, when he was in
Yes.
the hangar,
yes, like Hoot gives his speech, and you're just like,
got to get back out there, man.
you're goddamn like you're like, Nick, where did that gun come from? Don't you worry about it. I'm going back out.
Put magazines on. You're at home.
You're about to get arrested. We're in a movie theater. Stay out of this. So that has to be. I'm going with that as my dramatic film.
Yeah.
Stripes. It's probably Stripes for comedy. I'm trying to think about one that did it better. I don't think anybody's done it.
One.
I don't think anybody's done it better.
Like Stripes, Major Payne, McHale's Navy was good too. Like really good.
Mm-hmm. Enlisted for a modern show, they gave it their best.
Tropic
You never
Thunder.
saw Enlist? Well, Tropic Thunder's not really a military movie.
Oh my God.
I mean, Tropic Thunder is a work of art. Like that. See, this is to me. This
That
is
is a
and
great
MacGruber. Those
movie.
are my two.
now
They're kinda
we're
half
talking about
military.
a totally different conversation that I'm gonna throw out here.
Let's go hybrid.
Comedies never win the Academy Award, but I would argue it is harder to make a good comedy than it is to make a good dramatic film.
Oh, 100%.
One of the best movies that was ever.
Tropic Thunder is a work of art.
It is. It really is.
so
It is universally thought of as funny, and that is almost impossible.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The very
Comedy didn't translate overseas is why.
woke people
It's a fucking great movie.
are going to hate
It is
Robert Downey Jr. forever
Even
because
though
he
he's-
made Tropic Thunder.
Even
but
though
fuck
he's making
those
fun
people.
of, like,
They made fun of everybody
Yeah.
in that movie.
Gladiator. Russell Crowe. He's making fun of Russell Crowe about how Russell Crowe always gets into his parts so
Yep.
seriously.
Yep.
That was the whole.
Yeah,
premise
he's-
of Robert Downey Jr.'s
yeah.
character.
Yep.
I think dramatic.
I don't break character until the DVD commentary.
DVD commentary.
What's yours, Dan?
I gotta go. You guys are not gonna be surprised, but I gotta go either Full Metal Jacket or Apocalypse Now. My two
those are good.
favorites.
Those are good movies.
Those are good. My problem with Full Metal Jacket is they nail the first.
The first half is
fir-
amazing.
and the second half is basically like a non-veteran's fever dream.
Yes.
Second half not
It's
as
almost
good.
boring.
It's boring.
Compared to the first half. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think of the
And-
first half.
And
I think of
Hollywood loves to make movies about like Vietnam veterans killing people for no reason.
Yeah.
Which was like 0.05% of what happened in
Right.
Vietnam. But but Hollywood loves
Was
to
it-
tell those
It was
stories.
Stanley Kubrick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the weirdness of Apocalypse Now.
But the first half of the
Full
first
Metal
half,
Jacket's so good.
First half of Full Metal Jacket's
So
great.
good.
I actually think like the movie should have basically ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know.
I can get on board
It could have
with
been
that.
all basic or all
Yeah.
boot camp and then
Yeah.
just like That's it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that, like
Fucking
once they
done.
get to Vietnam, I'm like, this is
Oh, you want
First half is so that it's the first half of it. Basic is it's like such a rewatch. It's almost like a Scorsese movie in that you can anytime it's on TV, if it's in the basic training part, like
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
in. But then you always turn it.
Yeah,
and
once
goes
once
to-
it gets to Vietnam,
the
you're
best
like,
part of the Vietnam is when they're walking and they start singing the Mickey Mouse theme.
yeah,
That's the best part.
yep,
That's the end of it.
yeah.
What about Deer Hunter? We like Deer Hunter.
Oh man, we're going there. That's some deep dark shit.
Yeah, I like deep dark shit.
Yes,
My favorite war
it's a good
comedy.
movie.
All right, Hollywood is speaking. Here we go. Hollywood's favorite war comedy is.
Doctor Strangelove.
Oh, man.
Ah,
That's good.
You gonna ride
well
that nuke?
played.
That's a
Well
good-
played, sir.
That's the nuke one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing about it.
What's the crazy thing about it, Hollywood?
It's so fucking accurate. All of the electronic warfare shit, someone obviously had been in the B-52 and advised him on that. It's crazy accurate.
Hollywood flew
I mean,
B-52s.
you don't get to pick your own
You
targets.
flew them?
Yeah.
You flew B-52s?
Oh, Hollywood's a pilot. His call sign was Hollywood. That's why he's Hollywood.
I'm a pilot.
You don't get to pick
I
your
can fly.
own targets and stuff, but you know.
Because I'm a pilot.
And here's another interesting thing. If you watch it again, when he's going through the meal and the Russian Bible and all that kind of stuff and nylon stockings, watch him. He actually says a fella could have a pretty good time in Dallas with this. But this was right after Kennedy got shot, so they looped it to Vegas. He says a fella could have a pretty good time in Vegas with this, but if you watch it, he says Dallas.
The ADR Vegas in there.
Muy interesante.
But that's,
facts.
I mean, Peter Sellers.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
so good.
I mean,
I love Peter Sellers.
unbelievable. So that's mine.
So anyway,
what's your comedy?
That's my comedy.
that is
That was
What's your
comedy.
serious?
I love Black Hawk Down.
No, it's good.
That's
That's a good choice.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I'll tell you another one, because the greatest line from any movie, military movie, for me is Flight of the Intruder.
Which line?
Frick, what a good one.
Do it for you, Sandy. Do it for me. When he's on that hill, you know, there's a US.
Yeah, and he's like telling him to bring it in.
Yeah. And he's like, you know, like I have, every part of my body has goosebumps right now because, you know. the
Every
film-
part.
Yeah.
What a great movie. What a
I mean,
great
it's
movie.
corny and ridiculous. And
No,
everything,
no, it's not.
but
It's not.
man, it, you know,
Because
it showed the lunacy of Vietnam, that they couldn't, you know, bomb targets. They were bombing roads, you know, trees every night and all that. And it was just, I mean,
Go to Afghanistan. Fuck.
you know, exactly.
Hey,
but
I
it's
need
just-
air support, but I can't get it because there's a fucking village right there. All right, well, I guess I'll just hit it with mortars. Oh, I can't hit it with mortars because it's collateral damage. I guess I'll just fucking assault. I guess I'll have helicopters just fly around me and
But that's a very
let me know if anybody squirts out. Thanks a lot for being around.
Thanks for nothing, fellas.
It's a very unknown movie, so
I know what exactly. It's Danny Glover, Willem Dafoe.
the guy that looks like Tom Sizemore.
Yep.
No, the guy that looks like Tom Berenger. but
Tom
it's not
Berenger.
It's not him.
He's like, what does he say? Fighter pilots make movies, bomber pilots make history. History.
History. There you go.
And then they're in
Berenger.
Philippines.
Oh yeah, and Danny Glover was a third generation mafioso. He said that about 5 times in the movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
And Danny Glover was the lead of Predator 2. I mean, let's not forget about that.
Kill me! I'm here. That's Predator 1.
With
but
my
I
hand
just
through
had
the
to say it.
stomach, out the goddamn
I just-
spine.
Anytime I hear Predator, I have
That,
to
of
break
course,
into
was the
kill
Running
me.
Man.
So anyhow,
Anyway,
Nate, what are
I
you
was
up to?
bodyguarding this general.
yep.
Yep.
And then,
What the fuck were we talking about?
That's
Well,
what we
we
were
were-
talking about.
that's what we were talking. We were asking you what you were up to, and
yeah. So
and you just went
Shit.
off about movies for
I did
like
not.
an hour and a half.
I did not go off about.
Why'd
that
you
was
make us
all
talk
you.
about that? Nate?
You
It's like-
started talking about movies.
I don't think that's what happened.
Nate, why'd you make
Do you
us talk about
remember-
movies?
Nate, why are you always
You're
talking
right.
about
It's
movies?
me. It's my fault.
never
Sorry.
talk about that stuff around here.
I'm a piece of shit, Nick.
I'm glad you're
And I
willing to
take
admit
full
that.
responsibility.
Yeah. So you're
So anyhow,
So you're
after my movie rant,
you're PSDing for this job.
I was PSDing. I was the bodyguard.
Yeah. Did you have to actually bodyguard him at all, or was it mostly just you like hanging out?
Numerous times we were bodyguarding. Have you ever seen Kevin Costner with Whitney Houston?
It was like that. It was exactly like that.
We'll always love you.
Think of it exactly like that, but not like an intimate relationship. Think of it like father-son relationship.
Did you ever have to sprint through a concert and carry him out in your arms?
Oh my God.
How many times?
Like every single mission.
It's beautiful.
Every mission.
That's
Every
that's
mission
Guy,
was like that.
Did you really have to strain, or was he a smaller general? And you could easily.
Yeah, like how big of a general was he?
He's a couple inches taller than me.
But what about weight wise? Was he as wide? No.
A couple inches long.
A runner. He was a runner type.
It's like Hollywood in my relationship.
What do you mean, Dan?
Hollywood in my relationship is like Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner, except only the intimate part. So let me see that. We'll talk about those.
He's a couple
later.
inches longer than me.
Yeah.
Or taller than me.
Yeah.
Same. His nose is bigger. All right, we'll just put it that
Nick,
way.
why did you start the neutral position? I wanted a serious show.
Yeah.
I'm
to
so
be
sorry.
able to talk about all the important topics
I can't believe I'm talking
in
about.
America.
That general's penis.
Like
I'm a fucking terrible person right now.
Sorry, Jim.
Auf
We did
Deutsch.
say his name.
großes Fonts.
He is one of the best human beings you will ever meet in your life. I promise you. He is a great human. And
you're besmirching him.
So he would. Well, he'd probably think this is funny.
I'm sure he would. And I'm a better person for knowing him. I'm a better person for being in his circle. And I don't know. I just cannot talk good enough about him.
Hello.
All right.
Yes, sir, just a moment. Yes, General. Here he is.
He's retired now.
Okay.
And he lives in Arizona as well. So
you're gonna get to hang out when you're in Arizona.
yeah, he's got a small little plot of land out there with some horses and whatnot. And
That doesn't sound like a small plot of land.
No,
Anytime you say small plot of land with horses,
No, he is a very humble human being.
he's got a humble 4,000 acre ranch.
No, not at all. He's not like it. He's not like that. And if you knew him, you would understand.
I don't know him, so I don't understand. This is the part where
you're going to.
This is the part where you're
going to.
supposed to explain it because we're on a talking show.
I know, but I don't want to.
All right, we're gonna move along.
I don't want to bust him out. The
We're
point
gonna-
is,
we're gonna move along.
The point is,
He is a nice man who
Great
did
human
nice things
yes, I'm going out there to teach small unit tactics
to who?
Military intelligence,
Why do they need small unit tactics?
because they need to know what it's like on the ground,
Why?
so they can better understand when they're developing their packets.
This is gonna be like a really cush job, isn't it?
I hope so. God, I hope so. This is my last job in the Army, man.
I'm like, wait a second.
It's supposed to be a 9 to 5
Is this just you sitting in a Humvee, like drinking coffee and smoking a cigar, going,
with a little bit of Bailey.
"Hey, you're doing great on this ambush, guys."
Yeah. Real good patrol base. Looks like a
He's
triangle.
Patches O'Houlihan from dodgeball.
Hey,
Throwing wrenches at
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
dig that deeper.
Yeah.
No, that's not good. I'm gonna throw an arty soon.
No, I will. The thing about me is when it comes to like military and tactics and everything, I'm 100% into it. Like I will. It's my bread and butter. You know, like I love it. And
Yeah.
some people might say I'm a little psychotic when I get into it because I'm like so
Yeah.
just.
That's good.
I
Yeah,
love it.
that's awesome.
You know. So I'm going to teach it. I will teach it.
Yeah, I didn't
But
say
it
you
does-
weren't going to teach it.
I know what you're saying, but
I mean,
I might
it's-
have a little Bailey's in my coffee too.
But it sounds like it's going to be like a pretty.
it's my relaxed job.
It's not going to be the hardest job you've had in the military.
Right. I'm not taking guys to the range and prepping for deployment and then going on deployment and fucking killing bad guys. No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm training future.
You're playing Tetris, drinking coffee, and then talking about the principles of a patrol base.
Yeah. There are 5 principles of patrolling. Do you know what they are? Well, the most important one's common sense. If you have that, all right, great. All right, let's move on. Next subject. No. I don't know. I'm supposed to be teaching land nav too, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be fun.
Do you know how to land nav still?
No. I have a phone.
Does anyone need to land?
What
nav?
do I need to
like?
land
Does
nav?
anybody? I mean, I
As
think
long as there's Starlink in the sky.
I think about how much time we spent. We spent a lot of time doing land nav, like a lot.
I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
Like, I'm glad that I can do it. But it was a lot of time.
There's the conspiracy part of me that thinks I'm going to need this someday.
I mean, for sure. It wouldn't take much to wipe out all electric.
Just an EMP. That's all you need.
And a couple of well-placed ones, and the whole country could be knocked out.
Yeah, I think like over like North Dakota or something.
Yeah,
like
then
that.
we of course would reciprocate, but and then
I'm moving to Argentina to avoid nuclear fallout.
yeah, they're coming for you.
That was a great
They're
time.
coming for you.
Siren.
We're gonna usually we stop when we hear sirens, but I think we're just
No,
gonna
we're
roll
powering
through this one.
through,
The timing is so
It's
good.
perfect.
It's a good sound
anyhow.
design.
Anyway,
I'm on the FBI's wanted list, so
I've been on that list for a while. So, what's that? No,
I do remember.
I was on the ISIS kill list. Imagine a media agency that can make a documentary that qualifies for Academy Award voting. Imagine another that created a Billboard charting music video for Five for Fighting. Imagine another that has raised so much money for nonprofits in its first year working on the Classy.org platform that at the end of the year, it was named as only the second marketing partner in Classy's history. Imagine another firm that can cover your events anywhere on planet Earth and provide a compelling series of videos about those events immediately and to your needs. And imagine another still that can help your e-commerce business take it to the next level. Now imagine that they're all the same business, Dieseljack Media. Some of you might be saying, hey, Nick, isn't that your company? And to that I answer, can a company like Dieseljack Media really be owned? Or can it merely be coaxed out like a beautiful butterfly on a spring day? As you listen to this podcast that, by the way, Dieseljack Media created, you may be asking yourself, what's our secret? It's simple. We try not to suck. Sounds easy, right? It should be. But somehow marketing companies and media agencies always seem to get it wrong. You see, we don't make PowerPoints about doing work. We do the work because we like the work. And if one of our ideas doesn't work, you know what we do? We try another one again and again and again until our ideas start to work. Because not quitting until it's right is at the heart of not sucking. And as previously mentioned, that's what we try not to do here. Dieseljack Media. We try not to suck. Visit us at dieseljackmedia.com. That is dieseljackmedia.com.
ISIS kill list.
Yeah, but then now ISIS is allegedly dead, so I don't spend a lot of time worrying about it.
They're not
anymore.
in Afghanistan knocking out targets right now or anything.
No.
At all.
Trump got rid of him in like 2
Whatsoever.
weeks, right?
Yeah, Trump knocked it out in like 3 days.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm president. ISIS is dead. And
They are not
they're not attacking
doing operations.
They're not attacking
at this very moment.
They're not attacking Iran on the weekly or anything like that. So anyway,
May I?
yeah, you do whatever you want, man. This is your world.
I'm waiting for you to match me.
This
'cause
is
you
your
said you were
world.
gonna
Just
match
you
me.
just
Yeah,
get to
you
live
did
in
say
it.
that.
No, I said I would
you're
match.
on
I would
one.
match your energy.
Oh.
I'm actually
I
bringing
think
the
he's
energy.
got 3 times the energy of you now.
Well, I mean,
Well, this
but
will be
who's bringing the energy to the show right now?
Am I gonna have to drive you back to?
It's
There's a pro. Yes.
it's not Nate Fair.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not shitting you. I am very Hollywood's crying a deep tear right now.
I'm gonna have to move from rum to
watching
whiskey soon.
Hollywood. I'll give you $60 to get another bottle. You just killed.
Fuck it, Albert's out of town, bro. We'll just use a couple.
We'll just blow it all on alcohol.
Albert,
So
we're gonna spend the company credit card on alcohol because you're gone for 3 weeks.
All right.
are you guys talking about Albert? So
That's pretty racist. That's pretty racist.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Albert recently,
I thought you guys talked about Albert. So
We do.
the
No,
same
'cause
way.
We do actually, because Albert, we were on a show together. We were doing a podcast, and I said, like, he had told me multiple times to pronounce his name Albert Cho because that's how Americans pronounce it. So I say, I'm on here with my business partner Albert Cho, and then he's like, it's actually So. And so ever since then, he was joking, but ever since then, every time we're doing anything, I'm like, I'd like to introduce you to Albert So.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
And he's like, you don't have to do that. It's not necessary. I was like, oh no, I don't ever want to get it wrong again. Like
recently he wanted to do a character for one of the commercials we were producing. He was like, yeah, and I'll just do a character who was like, oh yeah.
and we're like,
yeah. Like, damn, Albert. So yes,
I'm sorry if
there's
I-
no
No,
problem
you're
with
not. You're not. You're fine.
I'm sorry if I offended anyone.
So
You can cut it out.
So
if
are
you'd
you
like
going to tell us anything about yourself, or are we just going to talk about? I mean, I'm fine talking about movies.
I've been.
Tell me about Husky Buff Apparel Company, and about your.
Can I talk about what I'm going to do in Arizona?
Can I talk about your terrible decision to start an apparel company? We can get
Oh
back.
my God, he's starting an apparel company?
He already has. Look, he's wearing. I have 2 of his shirts.
If
I thought that shirt looked good.
I bought 2.
You say good?
Yeah.
I bought 2 of his shirts, and
Hugging
then
the
he's
biceps
and then-
just right.
You're my
I bought 2 of
ninja
his shirts,
right there.
and he sent me 2 of his shirts. So I have 4 Husky
shirt.
Buff Apparel shirts.
Nick wears none of them.
No, I don't. I
No.
don't. I have.
I will not seen him. I will not be seen in public. With
I
them.
have worn them and taken pictures and posted them on the internet.
Really.
Yeah.
I have not seen
Yeah,
that.
when you started it, and I bought 2, I took a picture and was like, "My bro Nate, I tagged you.
Did not get that tag.
I'll do it again. I'll do it again because that's the kind of friendship that I have.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I've
do
never
that
seen
again.
those tags.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was
Whatsoever.
like, you launched it.
I think you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Okay.
Why would I lie about what the fuck do I care? Why am I going to lie about your T-shirt?
Why would you
company?
want to be associated with me? I'm such a low life scum.
Because it's like your thing, and you're like doing it,
Yeah,
and
but
so
I'm
like I
low-life.
want you to
I'm
succeed.
like, you're here. I'm here.
I'm really not.
He told us, Dan and I, to be on our best behavior during your visit.
Yeah, I was all excited you were here, but now you've talked about like nothing the whole time. You're like,
Okay.
You're like movies.
All right.
He's been.
I was
one of my
born
favorite
in
guys.
1983 in a place called Lawrenceville, Illinois. All right. If you guys really want to know that. My parents were undecided on what they wanted to do. I grew up in Arizona. I grew up in Colorado. My parents split at the age of, I don't know, 5.
They were only 5 years old when they had you.
Oh, yeah. They were 5 years old when they had me. It was
That's
really
crazy.
weird.
That must have
I
been
didn't
a
even
really
know sperm could fucking
That must be a really challenging
come
birth.
to be at that time, you know? But
Hey, let's make fun of his pain.
anyhow, so after all this went down, no, my dad. Do you really want to know the story? Can I tell the story?
Yeah, tell whatever story you want. This is like you're the guest. We're here to learn about you.
Yeah, this is gonna.
Instead, Dan and I are talking
this
about
is gonna
movies.
create some fucking riff with my family,
You don't have to do it then.
but I'm gonna do it.
You don't have to.
No, I'm gonna do it.
You don't
We
have
already
to.
went out. We already talked about the general. Let's talk about the family now.
No, we're gonna go back to the general because that's not done.
Oh,
It's not done. All we know about the general is he's longer than Nate.
yeah.
That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned thus far on this.
Well, let's just say
Titillating
I'm
show.
like a button on a fur coat, if you will. Ladies,
That big? You got me beat.
where's the cameras at? I'm just joking. So, when I was a very youngin', I grew up in Arizona, and then my family decided for some reason we're going to move to a cabin in Colorado. We lived in
That's usually how happiness is born.
no cabins.
Cabins,
Everybody,
Colorado?
everybody wants to move to a cabin, right? Everyone.
I don't. I just want to say that. I don't want to live in a cabin.
Why?
I mean, like, I like to visit a cabin. Like, oh, I'm going to take my kids to a lake or in the mountains. Let's go to
You
a
don't want
cabin.
to live there?
No, I don't want to live there.
Why not?
I'm not like enthralled.
This
by,
is how conversations get thrown off.
I don't get enthralled by mountains the way some people do.
I love mountains.
Like, I like them. I like
Yeah.
to visit the mountains. But if I'm going, I would much rather be on the beach.
Really?
100%.
I mean, I'm
a mountain guy.
Like
I love the beach. I'm a diver.
It's not even close for me. Like, I definitely would rather be on the ocean.
Did you ride horses?
I do ride horses, but I'm not a rider. Like, I have enough skill to ride a horse that is trained.
Yeah.
You know, it
But
doesn't.
You haven't trained a horse.
It doesn't have. I have not trained a horse. I'm not
Okay.
a cowboy. Just want to be very specific here. See, the cowboy police are coming right now.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I was like, I made the insinuation that I can ride okay Western. I can't ride English. I've never
English
done
is
it.
shit.
I've never done it
Nobody
before.
rides
Well-
English
well,
except
my-
for pompous people.
My wife and my daughter. No, it's okay.
Perfect timing.
It's okay. My wife is pompous. She is.
I am sorry, Susie.
She is English.
I love you.
She
Well,
is. She is English. You know. So
in that case,
so like.
I
you
am
know.
related to General Cornwallis. Just for your,
Are you really?
I am.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, my mother's maiden name is Cornwall.
No way.
And when they came over, they changed it to Cornwall from Cornwallis.
Have you ever been to Cornwall?
Nope.
That's my wife's favorite beach town in England.
I've heard that it's awesome.
It is. It's
I
cool.
heard the surfing is amazing.
It's not amazing compared to like American surfing.
Well,
it's for England.
For England,
yeah,
their surfing
yeah.
is
So
great.
she used to surf in Cornwall.
No shit.
There's pictures of her and her twin brother surfing.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. I've been out there and they go.
You ever been surfing, Dan?
I have not ever.
Does
been
he
surfing.
look like the kind of guy that has?
No, Dan.
That's not a
reminds me-
surfing
you were,
body.
You were my,
that body's
don't take this the
made
wrong
for
way.
basketball and volleyball.
When I look at you, all I can think is Macklemore.
I've gotten that before. I've gotten Chris Martin from Coldplay quite a bit.
Oh shit.
Same.
So,
And when you started singing your country song, I was like, fuck Macklemore. I don't know if you've ever heard "American" by Macklemore. Oh, that is a homework assignment for you this evening.
Did you write that? You write it down that you're gonna knock that out
mentally.
Hollywood, how are we doing? Let's just ask Hollywood. How's this episode going?
Great.
You're enjoying it right now.
Super entertaining. It's funny. It's personable, and we're talking about stuff that people really give a shit about instead of
They give a shit about Macklemore.
they give a shit about. You're talking about Dan because Dan's always funny to talk about. He's like a non-moving target. He's easy to hit.
Right.
Damn.
We're just trying to include everybody. You know. What was it? Where were we at when
We're talking
finished
about
off
Husky
this?
Buff.
Husky
Husky Buff Apparel.
Talking about Nick riding horses for some reason. He's like, I'm dangerous enough
we
to
talking
get
about
on a
Husky
wild
Buff?
one.
Were we talking about Husky Buff?
Yeah, that's how we
Yeah,
start.
we were.
I keep trying to bring in your project because that's what a good host does. I'm like,
so full
I'm
of
like,
shit,
hey,
though, isn't he?
you have
No, he's really sincere. Right?
like you have a project I would like to tell people about, and you're like, let me tell you about this general's penis.
No, we were
in his
talking
defense,
about.
I started talking about the general's penis.
No, we were
Fair
talking
enough.
about how I grew up in Colorado
Yeah, we were.
and
But then
Arizona.
Nick said he wears your shirts, and you said no, he didn't. And we tried to talk about your.
You called me a dirty liar that I didn't I
You
didn't
piece
buy.
of shit.
That I was like, yeah, I bought 2 Husky Buff shirts. You're
No,
like,
I
you
grew
dirty
up,
liar.
I grew up in Arizona in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Had a cabin. That's what it was. Cabin.
Yep. We were talking
And you're
about
like, I don't want to
cabins.
live in a cabin.
know.
I prefer the beach.
I do.
Anyhow, I grew up in this cabin. And
The whole time you were there, were you thinking, man, this would be great if it was the beach?
If this cabin was on the beach, what an amazing place would be.
What a place this would be.
I'm sorry that this is all over the place. Okay, I know you guys are like, man, I just wish this interview would make sense, but who cares?
You know what I'm thinking about right now? About how much Teresa's going to hate editing this show, and it actually brings a smile to my face.
I'm just thinking about how great that T-shirt looks, hugging those biceps.
Yeah,
and
like
black,
man,
my favorite
and
color.
and I look over at him, and I'm like, man, he's husky, but
But
he's also buff.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about pizza
yeah.
because I'm fucking starving.
I'm thinking about if you hit the table one.
I am so sorry.
Yeah. Maybe if you put a cowboy hat on, you wouldn't be hitting the table so much.
I'm also still thinking about
Husky
all those
Buff
goosebumps
Apparel.
on Hollywood's body.
Hey, folks.
Dan.
Look, I'd like to tell you guys about my.
Hit me with a Husky Buff Apparel song. Go. 4 stanzas.
Husky Buff makes you feel tough. Can't get enough. Husky Buff's the stuff. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever
No,
heard.
I
It
mean,
wasn't Bill Shakespeare.
It was,
but, you know.
it was pretty bad, but I was on
Yeah.
the spot. And
No, I think you're on the right track.
I rhymed 4 words.
Was that a pun?
Give me 30 minutes. Give me 30 minutes. I could have a Husky Buff jingle.
For sure. We'll put it in Pine Gap Audio.
There you go.
All right, you can take the hat off because otherwise we're not going to see your face at all. You're just going to be a mysterious.
Just down like
oh, you
this.
like it? You want to leave the hat on?
Hey, folks.
Hey, folks, I'm here to.
They actually told George Strait when he was first starting out.
Not to show his face.
You got to lose the hat.
And he was like, I ain't losing
And
shit.
They wanted him to change his name to like Corey Dale or something like that.
Did you know that George Strait was a sergeant in the Army?
No, I did not know that.
Sure was.
I just know that he's universally respected.
He's the king of country.
Hands down.
Like he's real country. That's what everybody says. It's like he's an actual. He's not like pop country.
He is country.
He's country. I knew nothing about country. So my first roommate was the guy Josh I told you about, Josh and Nate. And then after those guys, so Nate was from Georgia. Then I had this guy Matt Pounders. He was from Texas.
Pounders. What a cool name.
It's a good name. And he was also like
I would love to attend like major?
So he's a really small guy. He's like 5'4", 5'5", and his like real skill is juggling. But he has this deep voice. Like if you heard just his voice, you'd think he was like 6'5".
My name is Major Pound.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Matt Pounders, like. Anyway, so I had Matt said, Nate's from Georgia, Matt Pounders is from Texas, and then Joe Geary's from Montana. So my country education came from my roommate, because I was from New England. Like, grew up in Italy, then New England.
You've never heard a country song.
I mean, I had heard like Garth Brooks, you know what I mean? But not like, yeah. No, I'm admitting this.
I love Garth.
Yeah.
Garth too, but he's not country.
I know. I'm just explaining.
No. We're gonna go off on another tangent like you do with me, so it's fine.
Yeah, and so like all the '90s country, I have all of those.
His real name is Troy Garth Brooks. He was born February 27th, 1969, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ask me how I know this.
All of the '90s CDs, basically any country star from the '90s.
I was a Garth Brooks freak when I was a kid.
I have those CDs.
Brooks and Dunn.
All of them.
Alan
Jackson, John Michael Montgomery.
Michael Montgomery.
And I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd
Give anything to make you mine, oh mine. I'd do your bidding and be at your beck and call.
Never seen anyone looking so fine, man. I gotta have her. She's a one of a kind. I'm going once, I'm going twice. I'm sold to the lady in the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10. I know she got ruby red hips, blonde hair, blue eyes, and I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. Hey! Come on, man. You know this song. Come on, son.
Are you kidding me? 4 people know that song we just did. There's no way Dan knows it.
Dan doesn't know shit. Well, Dan's younger. It's okay. We're old. Right. We're not Hollywood old, but we're old. You know I love you.
I know you do.
It's all right, because I like older men.
I don't know much, but I know I love Hollywood.
But I don't know.
That might be all I need to know. Aaron Neville.
Aaron Neville,
Aaron Neville.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I don't know. Look at this. Look at the hair.
What are you, Southern Baptist now? Holy shit. I'm sorry for anybody that's Southern Baptist, their viewers.
Southern
The snakes will get in the way.
It's too much like dancing.
Woo. So anyway, the Ebola virus, that's got to suck.
Can we talk about this freaking t-shirt?
Are you going to tell us about Husky Buff Apparel?
Oh, yeah. So I own Husky Buff Apparel. If you go to huskybufapparel.com, you'll see this logo right here. This is the horse soldier shirt that I'm wearing.
What made you decide to start an apparel company?
After I told you it was the worst idea possible, after running an apparel company for a long time.
Well, I thought you were wrong. Nick's an idiot. He doesn't know what he was talking about.
What does he know about apparel? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Ranger up? Oh, come on.
Nothing.
Come on. Honestly, I saw a chance
at greatness.
Yes. No, I came back from Iraq and Syria on my company came back from Iraq and Syria on a deployment from 2021. Excuse me. And I got back and my father had passed away. I came home like 2 days before everybody else. And I had rushed to Nevada. For some reason, my father decided he wanted to go to Las Vegas and live out his dying days there.
I respect that.
But he was just in a old folks home. Like there was no reason for him to go there. You know?
Hey, whatever.
So I went there, and the day that I got there, the nurses said he's got like 2 weeks left, and I was like, okay, I have enough leave. Actually, the sergeant major, my ops sergeant major, at the time told me, don't worry about leave. Like, it's uncharged. Just take as much time as you need.
That's cool.
And my entire leadership.
There's so many assholes in the military.
Dude,
in life.
Sergeant Major Stogler, reaching out to you, buddy.
Sergeant Major Stogler.
Nice job. He is a homie.
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth, for sure.
Yeah. That's a salt of the earth name too, Stogler.
Stogler.
You know?
Oh, he's a fucking killer though. By the way, he's a warrior and a killer.
We don't need to turn this. We don't need to make it about.
But he also
how,
looks out for his paratroopers, like paratroopers, soldiers, whatever, warfighter. He's for the men. His Rangers
or women.
He's for them, and for the women. That's 2023. Looks out for everybody. If you're under his command, he's going to look out for you. And he did that for me, and I'm forever grateful to him for that. And I flew home, and I got back to North Carolina on February 2nd, and I immediately all I did was I packed my civilian, because I was in Iraq. I packed my civilian clothes.
Yep.
I flew out that day, and the nurses told me, like, hey, your father, he's not coherent during the day, the nighttime. Like, we wake him up in the morning, he eats breakfast, so be here during breakfast. And I was like, okay, great. So February 3rd, they said 8 o'clock, this is when we're going to feed him. I was like, or 7 o'clock is when we're going to feed him. Something like that. I was like, okay. So I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning on February 3rd. I worked out in my hotel, and then at 5:30 I was walking, because it was only a mile away. I made it to where my hotel was a mile away, to where he was at, and I was walking there, and they called me and they said, hey, your dad just passed away. Damn. And I was like, motherfucker. I didn't get to say goodbye to my dad. And it was like the most gut-wrenching, just worst feeling I ever had in my life.
I can't imagine.
Because I was there that night, like the night before.
Yeah.
But they told me he was sleeping, and I didn't want to bother him. Like, that was me, like, trying to be good to him.
Yep, I get it.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
No, it's not your fault. Not your fault. Not your fault at all.
I didn't say it was my fault.
I mean, I appreciate your.
I mean, like I
appreciate your condolences.
I'm expressing empathy,
Nick,
with you, my friend, who I care about.
No, thank you very much.
But like,
thank you very much.
I just want to be super clear that like it wasn't like me that did it. I wasn't like.
I know.
I'm gonna sneak in there.
I know.
At 5 a.m.
I know. I know. I appreciate it, man. I really do.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
So.
And he passed away, but
and I remember that being very hard for you. Like that was a rough patch for you.
It was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like there was a moment in time where I was unconsolable. Like, you could not fucking talk to me, and
Yeah.
Because my dad was my hero. You know?
No, I know.
He was like the biggest thing that.
I get it.
He was everything to me.
I get it.
And I
am also fortunate to have a great dad, which not everybody has, and it's
some people have some bullshit.
They have some
fathers.
bullshit fathers. Yep.
They just treat them like shit. And
your dad is great.
Yeah,
your dad is
Captain Midnight. Shout out Captain Midnight.
And if you have a great dad, amazing.
Yeah.
Like, good for you.
Yeah.
Cherish every moment, because there's something that happens in that teenage years that a lot of teenagers don't understand, where they rebel and they.
But it's normal. There is a chemical reaction.
I know, but teenagers need to understand. Like, shut the fuck up.
They're never going to understand that.
I know.
Teenagers will never understand that.
I know.
Like I have now gone through multiple iterations of teenagers.
I know.
They don't understand that.
But don't wait too long to say,
I'm sorry.
because my little brother did. And my dad had surgery, and after the anesthesia, he woke up like he was in the POW camp. He only, my little brother never saw him again as our dad, and he carries that around every day.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine that. I guess my point is if your parents treat you good, don't be an asshole to them.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to take care of you. They're trying to raise you right.
Yeah.
Even if they are strict towards you, there's a reason they're strict towards you, because life
So
sucks.
I have so much more, like, whatever I thought my parents did wrong when I was younger, which was minor. I had a pretty idyllic childhood.
Yeah.
But there's always blah blah blah. But like now that I've been a parent for a long time, it's hard. You're not gonna always get it right. Like you do your best, but it's also like it's the circle of life. Like I know my kids will not appreciate what I've done for them until they have kids. Like it's just the way it goes. Like, they like teenagers think that everybody's against them. And if only they can get out on their own and cut their own path, and then it'll be good because you just don't get it.
They gotta cut their teeth, man. They're like,
I mean, it's hilarious. Like when like a kid thinks you don't understand, like,
you don't know what it's like to be me.
You don't know what it's like to really like a girl, or you don't know what it's like to have a hard time with a bully, or not get in the school you want, or all these things, all the shit that we've done this already. Like,
you don't know what it's like to not get into West Point.
I don't actually.
Pause for dramatic effect. I'll just finish this. Annapolis, by the way.
Well, there was your first mistake.
I'm just joking.
No, but like you don't appreciate your parents until later.
Yeah,
until you're a parent or you've lived some life, and you realize, like, because they're kids don't understand that parents are grinding. They don't know that, like,
every day is a fucking battle for them.
Well, I mean, yeah,
keep up.
Yeah, like, kids.
You guys have this house. You have you have cars. You have all this going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's so awesome. And here I am, just fucking. I'm playing my computer game, or I'm playing PlayStation, and I'm just living my life.
Yeah,
it's so good. And you're just out there, just like.
Well, I've got one daughter who is, a very talented performer. I've got one daughter that is a very talented wrestler. They go on trips. My daughter went on a trip to New York City for a week and performed in all Carnegie Hall, and as you can imagine, that was a cheap trip. And I've got another daughter that is going.
Amazing.
That is going to Fargo,
North Dakota,
because she qualified. It's like the biggest. It's the biggest high school wrestling tournament in the country. She had to qualify by winning like a tournament. Certain tournaments are qualifying tournaments.
Yeah.
This is like, it's kind of like amongst hardcore wrestlers. It's like, did you get to go to Fargo? Did you qualify for Fargo? So this is her first.
That's the one who listens to my music.
Yes.
I love her.
So she qualified for Fargo. So we're going to Fargo. Like, that's not a cheap trip. So kids don't think about this. They're just like, oh, I did it. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, like I gotta.
I'll cover you.
Yeah,
I gotta. About it.
Yeah, I gotta spend a few $1,000s on this. And look, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, They don't understand. They don't understand. And my wife and I are fortunate enough that we've done pretty well in life. Like, we're not Zuckerberg, but like we've done all right. But like a lot of the parents.
Speaking about Zuckerberg,
I know, I can't wait for this fight. But let's hold on. But a lot of the parents that I end up traveling with are regular people, and like they're still spending $3-4 grand on these trips, and like parents grind for their kids. They fucking grind.
And there are people working in factories.
Yeah. Yes.
And
yes.
Nurses and teachers and soldiers and whatever.
Yeah.
Barely passing.
Yeah.
Barely making ends meet.
That's right.
And they're doing
everything
that they can.
Yep.
And it's wow.
Yep.
Good for you.
And the kids almost universally don't appreciate how much these people, but because like you can look at a person and you can like you talk to them for a little while, what they're doing.
You assess them. You're like, oh, okay. Oh, I know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
I know how much you make. I know what you've done in your life.
Yeah. If you're spending $3-4 grand for Fargo and like you make $50 grand a year, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big
You love your kids.
But you love your kids, and like people are scraping and pushing for this stuff all the time. But anyway, that we're not going to solve that problem. Teenagers are never going to appreciate their parents.
Never.
And they're going to be a pain in the ass, and that's the circle of life. And we did it to our parents, and this is payback, and their payback will be their children, and that's the way it goes.
Yep. My father died on February 3rd, 2021, the day after I got back from Iraq. And I did everything that I could to get there, and I just failed.
You didn't fail.
No, I did. I failed. I should have showed up that night. I should have said, fuck you to the nurse, to the night nurse and whatever, and just...
Why would you do that, though? They told you.
Just see my dad.
No, I get it. But, like, second-guessing that is stupid. The nurse told you this is when he's most coherent. They said he had 2 weeks. You had no reason to believe otherwise.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
But that's
like
not
hindsight,
on you.
like hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, that's not on you, though.
Yeah, I know.
But you can't, like, walk around with that.
Well, I know. But my daddy was a cowboy. Like, he grew up in Texas. He was actually born in Illinois, but he grew up in Texas. And he was a rodeo clown for a long time.
No way. That's a hard job.
Yeah, broke his back twice. He rode broncs, too. He was a bronc rider.
Tim Kennedy did, like, a week of rodeo clown training
Shit's fucking
for
hard,
that show he did, Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
And it was no joke. And he's a professional athlete.
I know.
You know, so
Tim Kennedy's a fucking beast.
he's a beast, but not as much of a beast.
I'm pretty sure if you were to put me and Tim Kennedy in a ring,
you'd probably take him.
I would destroy Tim
You would
Kennedy.
destroy him. Yeah, I don't think he'd have a chance. Do you know why?
Oh, because
he's buff, but you're
I'm Husky Buff.
Husky Buff.
I have my own T-shirt line, Tim Kennedy.
Yeah,
I don't know if you hear that or not.
Yeah, his physique was so impressive to so many people that they started an apparel line around it. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, that guy's husky, but he's also buff. He's also buff. So tell how's Husky Buff doing? Talk to me about it. Do you have like a bunch of fans? A lot of people think that
I need to grow.
Yeah, that's always the case.
I need to grow.
But you haven't been doing it long.
I have not been doing it. We started in October, and it's
October last year.
October of last year.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's nothing. It needs to pick up more. I need to. My thing is I don't want to pay Metaverse or fucking what's his name?
Facebook.
Yes.
You need to.
I do not want to pay for advertisement.
You have to.
I don't want to be that person
that pays for advertising to grow your business.
No. Yes. No and yes. Like I understand paying for advertisement. I will do it like once a quarter. I will pay $200 to $500 to run a certain post.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that person that's like continuously paying.
Why?
Fuck Mark Zuckerberg.
I mean,
I don't want to do that.
So what do you want to do?
Word of mouth. Hey, do you like my product? Do you actually like my product?
Those days are gone, my friend.
I consider me old school.
I mean, you have to commit to some growth strategy. You don't have to do, if you don't want Facebook, you got to pick something. You have to pick a thing where you actually can scale your business. Otherwise, it's perpetually going to just be like, meh. I'm telling you the truth here.
But why?
Because that's the way it works.
But why does it work that way? Why is it like that now? Well, why is it like that instead of me calling up Dan, who's my friend?
Yep.
Dan,
hello.
Hey, I started this business.
Yeah.
I want you to try my product. If you like it, tell your friends.
I'd love to.
Sweet. Click. Dan calls his friend.
Wow, this T-shirt fits just nice.
Hey.
Just nice, right?
Look at my biceps, Dan. Does
Look
this
at
look
mine.
okay around my bicep?
Yeah, mine don't look as good right now. I could use a Husky Buff shirt.
Maybe you should call your friend and tell your friend.
Wow, you guys have just created a whole new business model. I guess I don't know anything about
The call your friend business model.
I know.
apparel.
This is all right.
The phone a friend business model.
Yeah.
The phone a friend shit's gone because the 90s are gone, and now we have.
People don't take phone calls anymore.
I know. It's true.
Tell them about Lance, Nick.
What do you want me to tell him about Lance?
Tell him how Lance.
Yeah. So our good friend Lance, who owns thighhuggers.com, short shorts for dudes.
I love short shorts.
Lance makes a nice pair of short shorts. Thighhuggers.com, not a sponsor of this show, but probably should be. Lance,
How much do they cost? I'll buy a goddamn pair.
they're like regular Ranger panties cost. Yeah.
Pre-inflation or post-inflation?
Yeah, like probably $30 or something.
Oh fuck. All right,
Yeah.
fine. I'll do it.
But yeah, anyway. So
$30 for Ranger pants.
yeah, I mean he's
Serious, Dan? Come on.
like, you know, he was not advertising.
Yeah.
He was doing a really good job of building an organic audience. And then he met us, and we started building an advertising structure for him. And now he runs a 7-figure successful business that's growing all the time because he uses the tools that are currently available in this century.
Are you telling me that I have to pay you? Like
You're
you're
not-
going to do something?
I'm not saying you should pay me. I'm saying that
We're
you
gonna-
should at least learn how to sell apparel.
No, but like we're going to establish a business
I mean, like we can, but,
something together.
but you could just
What do you call it?
Relationship.
What's the word that is escaping me right now?
all I'm saying is you need to advertise.
Nick, you're my friend, and I love you dearly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about?
Well, I just haven't reached out to you sooner.
I mean, you have been a shitty friend. That's true.
I'm
but,
a terrible friend.
But that's okay because
So
I've
have
also
you,
been a See, that's where I was just going. That's where I was. I was literally building to that. I've also been a shitty friend. You know, guys, like when guys judge other people for not connecting, I think it's weird. Like I know it's a big thing. Like, you know, women are much more attuned to like all of the different levels of communication. But like to me, I can not talk to somebody for like 7 years and then they call me and I'm like, you know, oh, awesome.
Pick up right
Bob's
where we left off.
calling me up like, hey, what's going on? Like, oh, you got divorced? Oh, you got remarried? That's awesome. Like we're like, there are major milestones I've missed, but we're fine because I understand people are very busy. They have their own lives.
Everybody's got shit going on.
Everybody's got stuff going on. So like, you know,
Stuff.
and if I,
Neutral
like,
position.
like I could have picked up the phone too.
Yeah.
You know, now if I called them like 8 times and they didn't call back, that's different. But you know,
Well,
yeah, you and I text every once in a while. You know,
we do.
yeah,
And you answer
I do
immediately
every time
or within the next, you know.
within a
2
couple
weeks.
hours. I mean, like,
You do.
yeah,
You answer within the day.
Yeah.
There's some people that I will text.
and then like 7 months later, like, oh hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah, hey.
They answer your question like,
I'm
come
not
on,
gonna- I'm
come
not
on,
gonna
bro,
say who
come
they
on,
are.
bro.
Dude, I was in Nigeria and I needed $1 million. And you're texting
Hey,
me 7 months later.
No, they text you back when they need something.
Yes.
They'll answer your question from 7 months
That's
ago.
exactly what it is.
They answer your question from 7 months ago, and then they chat for like 3 or 4 lines, and I'm like, oh hey, by the way,
You know Kim Kennedy?
can you introduce me to Tim Kennedy?
This is an offline conversation we need to have.
Why is that? You need to meet Tim Kennedy?
No. I've never met Tim.
I thought you had.
Nope, never met Tim. But this is an offline conversation.
It is the number one request that I get.
Yeah.
And people are not even remotely talented in their ability to hide. That's the only reason they're reaching out to me. Because I'm approachable. Like I generally try to answer most people.
Why? What's?
Because people think that he's going to like change their business or whatever. And also that he should do it out of the kindness of his heart and not with any compensation.
Tim is a great guy.
He's a great guy.
He's a great human being.
Yeah.
But he's one of like a million, well, not a million, one of 1,000 guys out there
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, sure.
And you're just gonna chase him like Tim's great. He has you. He has what, 5'11" too.
He's got a ton of.
Like he's with everybody.
He's
Like,
a celebrity. I mean,
he is a huge guy.
he's a celebrity, but like,
What makes you think that he's gonna?
you know, everybody does. And the crazy thing is like people are really mad if you're not interested in whatever they're doing. Like my stock answer to anybody that comes to me with the intention of just meeting Tim is like, no. And it's not because I'm like trying to keep them from meeting him. It's just that he's my friend, and I know that everybody wants something from him, period.
There's begging.
They're all begging.
It's so cringeworthy.
They're all
I hate it,
they're
man.
all
It's
begging.
so
like,
and it's like and
Never go begging.
yeah. Now, if you want to hire him, like if somebody's like, hey, I want to hire Tim for this thing, what's his going rate? Then I'm like, let me connect you to his manager.
Yeah.
And then they can work that out. It's got nothing to do with me. Like I don't.
That's how you judge people, honestly. That's how I judge people. If somebody's out there and they're begging and they're talking about themselves over and over and over and over again, and there's like, oh man, I'm king shit. Look at me. Blah blah blah. Don't go to that person. That's not the person you need to go to.
Man, there's a lot of guys that.
But if other people are pushing that person,
like,
right.
Like, hey, this person knows what they're talking about. That's probably the person you should go to.
It's hyper weird for me when like guys basically pretend they know everything about everything. Because most of the time I'm like, I'm not an expert, but here's what I think. But I don't know. So you should talk to somebody that like is an expert. Even things that I'm good at. Like I'm a good jiu-jitsu player, but I'm not I'm not an elite black belt. You know what I mean? Like, so if somebody asks me advice, even though I've grappled literally since 1987, I will say, here's how I do it. This is the way I think about it. But you should go and ask X, Y, and Z because they do this better.
Yeah.
But you got guys that have literally no experience in so many things online, just constantly espousing like this is the way that you should live your life. And it's like, live your life? Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, sure, we can agree on some baseline things like integrity, you know, but
what's the way of the claw?
The way of the claw.
I'm just joking.
We should make that up though. We should sell a fake like
jiu-jitsu brand or something.
No, like a fake, you know, like all these
Way of the claw, bro.
all these
Way of
bro
the
brands.
claw.
Like
There
I'm
you
gonna put
go.
you through the crucible or whatever it is, you know, like
The way of the claw.
I'm gonna have you crawl around in a
like
parking
that.
lot, you know, while
like that.
people yell at you. Like we should.
Here for you.
The way of the
Yeah,
claw.
the way of the
the way of the
claw.
claw.com.
It's got a nice
you know,
ring to
come
it.
the way of the claw.com, and it's just like, you know,
Come scratch that itch at the way of the claw.
you know, you want to take
That's it, brother.
you want to take control of your life.
Oh, I got Oban.
You want to take control of your life? Take out the claw
Yeah.
and drop it in,
Yeah.
and then grab the stuffed animal of life.
And if you don't get it the first time, put another coin in and do it again.
the claw.
The way of the claw.
That's it.
Didn't get the
not
result you
here,
wanted, you
you
can
know.
always do it
You
again.
can always try again
Time
with the
to
claw
leave.
of life.
The way of the claw.
Definitely the weirdest episode we've had so far, Hollywood.
Is it really?
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what's happening right now. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Or what we have talked about.
All right.
Yeah.
So my goal in Arizona. My goal in Arizona
Yep.
when I get out there and I
Is
retire,
to make iced tea.
100%.
Okay.
Arizona.
Okay.
iced
What?
tea.
Oh, you're gonna
I'm
retire.
put it in a can
You're
for
gonna
99
retire in
cents.
Arizona,
Yeah.
a place with no mountains or beaches.
Arizona's got mountains.
Does it? Has mountains? They
Are
any
you
good?
fucking high?
Oh, okay.
It's got like some of the highest
I
mountains.
don't know much about Arizona.
Arizona's beautiful.
Okay.
They're called the Sierra Nevadas.
It's like Colorado.
You have more than that. You have the Santa Ritas. You have the Huachucas. You have the San
Huachuca.
Francisco Peaks.
You're thinking of Kansas.
San Francisco Peaks. Kansas, the movie, was actually filmed in
Take me
Arizona
on my
in San
wayward
Rafael
son.
Valley.
There'll be peace when you are
I mean, Arizona has Monument Valley, where all the great westerns were filmed.
That's
John
right.
Wayne and The Searchers.
Sedona, Arizona.
cry
You don't know about it, but
no
look, Nick, you're coming out to where I'm living at because on July 13th, I'm taking me, my truck, my dog, and my camper,
Yep.
and we're driving out there
To Arizona.
to Arizona.
God's country, where there are no beaches.
Oh, there's.
But
Do you
a
not?
lot of sand.
We talked about George Strait.
Yeah.
He's got oceanfront property in Arizona.
Is this
It's
Superman?
actually California, but
Is this Super? Are we talking about Superman, where we
No,
like blow up
it's
California
not
and it falls
Hollywood.
into the ocean?
Oceanfront
property in Arizona. Arizona is the lyrics.
Are you just yelling it? Are you guys just singing it? Are we having a sing off? Should we have a sing off?
It wouldn't be the first one
Hollywood,
we've had today.
Look up the lyrics. I promise you 100% right now. I've got oceanfront property in Arizona.
Does
Wait a
Arizona
second.
Do I get a free
I've got
shirt?
an answer.
Yes.
It is Arizona.
does Arizona have an ocean?
No,
If
that's
you listen to the
part of the
lyrics,
song.
you will get the damn song.
But I don't think there's actually ocean in Arizona.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Anyhow,
So your plan, Arizona, you're going to go there and live on the non-ocean.
yeah, I'm buying at least 20 acres.
'Kay.
I have two parcels I'm looking at right now in Patagonia.
Okay.
One's 20, one's 100.
Those are different numbers.
They are.
Some would say one is 5 times the size of the other.
Or 4 times.
No, you said 20 and 100. 20 times 5 is 100.
Yeah. You know what to do.
All right, so you're going to buy either a large parcel or a very large parcel of land.
Yes. I'm working with a nonprofit right now called CharlieMike.org.
Okay.
And their whole scheme is to continue the mission of the veteran, right? And that's what I agree with. Like the combat veteran, the guy who has been through so much shit that
Yep.
like here you don't know what to do after you get out of the military. I want to do the same thing they're doing here in Liberty, North Carolina. What they do, they have a dog kennel where they adopt canines from just different shelters
Yep.
all around the state,
Yep.
tri-state area, and even Miami. They have a dog kennel down there. They train the dogs to where they're basically military, like service dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pair them with veterans that are suffering from PTSD, like combat veterans
Sure.
that suffer from
Yeah.
PTSD. And then if they connect with that veteran, then you can adopt that dog, and that dog is yours for free.
Okay.
They do the same thing with horses.
I got to introduce you to Jeff Pappas.
I don't know who Jeff Pappas is.
I know you don't. About to tell you.
But my goal is to do the same thing in Arizona with
Okay.
my land. I'm buying my land. I'm putting my house on my land.
You're going to raise horses.
building it. I'm going to adopt Mustangs because there's wild Mustangs. They
Okay,
kill
I mean,
50 to 75,000
Literally,
Mustangs a
literally,
year.
Jeff Pappas takes in wild Mustangs, trains them, and has vets train them, and then gives the Mustangs to
That's
people.
exactly what I want to do.
You should probably talk to Jeff Pappas.
Jeff Pappas, if you're listening
Jeff
to this.
Pappas, Ponies North, is going to connect with Nathan Fair
And CharlieMike.org.
and CharlieMike.org, and they are going to Charlie Ponies North Mike.
Do you
Together.
Can you ride?
I do ride.
I mean, can you ride? I mean,
Not
Who's
English
better, me or
style.
you?
I know this
Are
is
the
a-
Kennedys gun shy?
This is a sincere question because this guy is going to ride horses from Yuma, Arizona,
Or
to the Canadian border.
let's fucking do it.
Okay.
We need a couple riders for a documentary.
This might get spicy.
We're doing a documentary.
Oh, for real?
He's looking
And
for
we're-
a veteran nonprofit to partner up.
So
with.
he is the only guy that has ridden, that is still alive, that has ridden
The trail.
east to west.
The trail. I know.
Hold on.
East to west.
East to west. And now he's about to become the only guy that's also done south to north.
If you guys are making a documentary on that,
I'll hook you guys up tomorrow. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna kiss
I mean, probably.
Hopefully.
like a salty southwestern kiss.
Yep.
Yeah.
When are you out of the military?
A year and a half.
I see some terminal leave coming up.
Yep. We're going to have to figure this
I
out.
mean, I will take leave regardless.
He's going to do it in May, June, July of next year.
Okay, let's do it. I'm down. I am there. Even if it's for a portion of it, even if it's like 30 to 60 days.
Yep.
Maybe we were going to do
there.
a casting call during this episode too.
Yeah.
Casting
So anyway,
couch comes
Ponies
next.
Ponies North, poniesnorth.org
I'm
is
so
coming.
down.
No,
Who's the dude?
Oh yeah, poniesnorth.com, my bad.
I mean, girl.
What? .com.
That's so gay. Oh my God.
So is it time for our quick roundup?
I think we need to leave us with some parting thoughts because we've been all over the place.
I'm so sorry about this.
This
episode.
Is this the best or the worst episode we've done? I don't know.
Only the audience knows.
Only the audience can tell for sure.
Well, one is because I am not educated and I don't have a lot to talk about.
That's not true.
Not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
This is great.
True. It's definitely true. I apologize, audience.
So I think we need to say a few things while he thinks about what his parting thoughts are going to be. Then we'll do the quick fire round. But you should look him up, Nathan Fair or Nate Fair on Spotify. Fallen Soldier and all the things that I have done are my favorite. Those are my favorite.
It's on iTunes.
Those
as
are
well.
It's on
Wherever
iTunes.
you get
It's
your
on
music.
wherever you get your music. It's fine.
Yeah.
Husky Buff Apparel Company.
Is that huskybuff.com?
It's huskybufapparel.com.
Huskybuffapparel.com. You
we're
can
on
buy
Instagram,
shirts,
Instagram Husky Buff Apparel.
sweatshirts, all kinds of apparel.
Yeah.
Where else should they go to find you?
And you can find us on Facebook, Husky Buff Apparel, Instagram, Husky Buff Apparel.
Do you want them to follow your personal accounts or anything, or no?
No. My personal accounts are for me.
Okay, fair enough.
But you can find my I do have a Facebook account, Nathan Fair Official. That be aware if you find a Nathan Fair account and only has like 2,000, 3,000 followers.
It's a fake.
That's fake.
You've got fake accounts?
I have
That's cool.
thousands of fake accounts.
That's cool.
My real account has 26,000 followers or
Nice.
25,000 followers,
Nice.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am, trust me, I'm not in love with you. I don't want your money. I'm not in Syria. I'm not in
You're
Iraq.
not in love with me?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm
sorry.
not in love. Sorry.
I know what love is.
I want to know what love is.
I want you to show me.
Okay,
It's
now,
not, it's not on
lightning
YouTube.
round.
And with that, let's go to the lightning round. Are you ready? Wait, actually, do you have your parting thoughts before any deep thoughts we need to know about?
Deep thoughts. All right. If you're in charge of anyone, treat them like your family, like your little brothers and your little sisters. Always put them before yourself and always put the organization before yourself regardless, because it's always going to come back on you. At the end of the day, everything that happens is going to be back on you. All of your evaluations, everything. People are going to remember you for the things that you did. So be a good person. Take care of your organization. Take care of your men, your women, wherever you're at. It applies for soldiers, paratroopers, rangers, civilians. Does not matter. Always put your people first, and then you will make headway in the end.
Well said, sir. For years, if you were blind or visually impaired, it was extremely difficult to traverse the internet. Enter Clusive. Clusive is a skill-based trainer led by people with visual impairment. Put another way, it's literally the blind leading the blind to ensure that the visually impaired have a better life. Visit clusiv.org for more information today. That's clusive.org. Are you ready for the first question?
Let's go.
What's the toughest animal you think you can defeat in hand-to-hand combat?
Oh. I would say a wolf easily, and then...
A wolf easily.
Yes.
Even like a timber wolf.
I would
like
fuck
a
it up.
200
I would
pound.
fuck
A
it up.
200-pound wolf.
Yep.
You're like, whatever.
I would fuck it up.
Okay.
And then I will go with like a mountain lion would be my hardest one, but I would defeat it.
You think you'd win? Like a full mountain lion.
Yep.
Like a 300-pound.
Like a jaguar.
Like a 300-pound.
I'd fucking break its neck.
All right.
All right. I mean, all right. What's your go-to karaoke song?
My Own Prison, Creed.
Okay. Give me 10 seconds of it. Go.
Quarters in session. No, this is fucked up.
You have to do it.
Verdict is in. No appeal on the docket today. Just my own sin. There you go.
That was 3 seconds.
No, it's not.
What was the worst
The
piece of...
walls are cold and pale. The cage made of steel.
What was the worst piece of advice you got when you began your startup? Didn't come from me because I told you not to do it.
I was getting ready to say, Nick Palmachino said, don't do it. Don't worry about your, let's see, how do I say this?
You only get 10 seconds.
Don't worry about your quarterly taxes because you can pay for them at the end of the year.
Oh, that's a terrible piece of advice.
Yep.
What would be your weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse?
Shotgun.
Okay. How many 7-year-olds do you think you could fight off before they'd overpower you?
All of them.
That's my answer as well. What's one job no one could pay you enough to do?
Stop looking at Dan.
One job
That no one could pay me enough to do.
Probably the Army Band.
What's the most interesting place
fight
you've
player.
ever been?
Dunkirk.
Good one.
Do you feel that the movie did it justice?
Absolutely not.
What fictional
Yes,
character?
it did. But the actual place did not do it justice.
What fictional character do you think you were most like?
Captain America.
That's a good one. What has been your favorite book that you've read in the last 6 months?
Oh, man. I am reading right now a really great book written by a fellow soldier who is in 325. And it is called, what the fuck is it called? I'm reading it right now. Rome. It's called Rome. And it's by Joe. I'll get back to you. I can't remember his.
Sounds like you're
It's a
enjoying it.
fake name. It's a fake name.
Okay. What's been your favorite age so far?
Just look it up on my
I'm
Instagram.
not looking up shit.
My favorite age. I'd say like my early 30s, or my mid 30s.
Top 3 favorite
30,
cars.
32. Favorite cars? Ford F-150, Ford F-250, Ford F-350.
All right.
I'm a truck guy.
What celebrity would you most like to switch lives with?
I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, because we're all under 25.
If you could invite 3 people to dinner, living or dead, who would you invite?
My father.
You got to pick 2 more. I know that was really poignant. Who else is coming to this dinner?
Nikola Tesla.
It's a good one. You're the second person to pick that. Trying to show that you're not into, his boss. I get it. Trying to
My
show
father, Nikola Tesla, and Teddy Roosevelt.
What's your guilty pleasure or something you're embarrassed to admit that you like?
Masturbation.
Well, folks,
What's
this has
embarrassing
Who
about
doesn't like that,
that? I
honestly?
was going to say, what's embarrassing about that?
Don Johnson. I
There's
heard. I heard Don
nobody's
Johnson.
embarrassed about that. Also, I like to sing. So,
You know,
weigh it out.
Sing while masturbating?
Oh my God, have you ever done that? You can hit so many high notes.
And on that note, pun intended, folks, this has been Nathan Fair on the neutral position. He is a singer, songwriter, apparel owner, soldier, protector of generals, chooser of movies, and terrible or great guest. We'll find out from your audience reaction. Nate, thanks so much for
Now
having.
that this is over, I really think I should approach this differently.
Thanks so much for being on the show. It has been an experience.
I'm sorry.